What's up, y'all? It's DJ Drewski, the new movement. We are here, and we have the incredible author, Ruth. I actually had to pronounce it the right way. So for the people that like myself that don't know how to pronounce it the right way, it's Ruth
Fleury.
Fleury.
Yes, you got it. See?
See? And
Or if you want to say Fleury.
because you might, French?
Yeah.
Yes, see? That's the right way to say it. But you might have seen it on a couple of these children's books. That's why we're here today to talk about, because I feel like it's super amazing for someone to come up with these ideas and not just ideas, but put them to work. And that's what you've been doing. So can we
Yes,
talk about
correct.
your journey?
Definitely. So first of all, thank you for having me.
Of course.
Yes. But so I'm Ruth Fleury, and I am the author of Hyper Kids So They Say. And my inspirations were my oldest son, and also my former kindergarten students. A lot of time they're misunderstood and labeled. Mm-hmm. So in the midst of the pandemic, this is when the thought came about.
Right.
In 2020, I had an opportunity to really sit back and reflect. And I said, you know what? I want to be able to write a story in a fun way, but also giving them a voice, right? Mm-hmm. Showing that they could be included. They're just like us. They're not different. And it's okay if they're unique, but also for them to embrace their uniqueness.
Right.
Yeah.
So the character Rio.
Yes.
Is it based on an actual child?
Yeah, it is. A lot of times, actually, parents come and they'll approach me, or even educators, and say, "Oh, I know Rio. My son is the Rio, or my daughter, or my niece, or my students." And even some children, when I've gotten a chance to visit the schools, they would come up and look at like, "Oh, interesting, hyper kid. All right, sound like me. I have ADHD." Or if they don't, but it's like, I like to move around, so it's relatable to the students as well, which makes me happy because they enjoy reading it. They just get the book, sit down, start reading, flipping through the pages, and just making a connection with it.
Right.
Yeah.
When you reference hyper kid, and people love to say, "Oh, ADHD," and they make these fake diagnoses for these children. Yeah. Do you feel like it's normal for just young children to be hyper? Like it doesn't mean that they have an issue. They're just
correct.
Right.
Correct. That's why I said so they say. See, you got it. You understand.
Okay.
Growing up, so I grew up in Brooklyn, Crown Heights. I went to PS 189. And again, a lot of time the boys, specifically the boys, they were wild. We already knew, like, okay, stay out the way if they're playing football, basketball,
right,
outside. We just knew already that's the way boys were, right? Not that I'm saying some girls weren't wild, but we knew typically the boys.
The majority of the time, it's the boys.
Right? Jumping, like, doing all craziness. But they weren't so big about labels, when I was growing up.
Exactly.
And now I feel like it's just quick to just put a label on them, and just some people even give up on them. And I feel like, that's not a choice, because they're the future. And I still believe that it takes a village. So it's not solely just the parents, because as we know, some parents don't know how. They don't know how to support their children.
Right.
And they need that help. So we have to come together as a community to support each other.
Now, this is not your first book, right?
That is my first book.
This is your actual first book.
That's the first
ever.
book in 2021. Yes. It was published in 2021.
So this has to be like a very, proud accomplishment. Because I thought, I'm like, no, she might have put out books before. This is just
that's the
part
first
of
book.
The first book.
After that, other books came along, but
right.
Yeah.
But this is the
that's
baby.
The first baby, yeah.
This is the first baby.
Yeah. And I didn't want to stop there. I said, you know what? Aside from the book, I always knew that I wanted to create a short film, right? But it took me 2 years, because this thought was in 2021. And last year I spoke with the producer and just getting gems from him and insight. When I told him, he said, "How long you been thinking about this?" And I said, "About 2 years." He was like, "Okay, now it's time to make it happen."
Right.
And thank God I was fortunate to find a team of people that believed in my vision. They believe in my story, and they said, "I'll support you."
Amazing.
So I was able to actually have my short film come out last year, December. And it's called Hyper Kid.
Based on the book.
Based on the book, yeah.
And there's music, soundtrack
we have a custom,
as well?
Yes, we do. We have a custom-made music. Again, Rio, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I can't wait for you to hear it. Yes.
Now, for someone that is watching this and goes, "Wow, this is so cool. I want to make a book." Where do you begin? Like, for you, at least now, knowing the process and what it took and everything that went into it, what advice would you give someone that wants to jump into this journey?
I would definitely say go for it because we all have a story to share. And if I can do it, you can do it as well.
Mm.
I did hire a coach along the way because this was new to me and I wanted to make sure I get the support. Yes, I have family, friends, but it's different when you hire an expert to help you in that area. And I'm happy I did. And naturally, I'm a helper. I love helping others. So I'm also supporting. I became a coach myself.
Wow.
So if anyone would like to write a book from scratch, I'll work with them. It's like 8 to 12 weeks, and we'll help you with the ideas along the way. And if you want publishing services as well, I can support with that area.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you think was the hardest part, like throughout the process for you?
Okay. There was
Like
the editing. I would say the editing. Speaking with my coach, there was some parts that I wanted to be in the book, but then he said, remember, it's a children's book. There's certain things you have to remove. So I had to, sit down and reflect. And I said, okay. So, and I did remove some of it because I guess with the story too, you don't want to put too much in, But yeah, I would say that was the hardest part. Yeah.
And I feel, because I'm reading about the author,
Yes.
mother of 5 beautiful children.
Yes.
So to focus on work, to focus on writing a book and being a mother to 5 children had to be a lot of work in itself.
Definitely. At the time, I was a mother of 4. It's after the baby came. But yes, it is. It is a lot of work. And this is something I'm proud of because I like to take my time with everything that I'm doing. I don't want to rush it. So I did take my time with this book.
Right.
Although, again, I had the manuscript when I hired a coach, but I still wanted to really reflect and think back. And I feel like it's a better product at the end, which I'm proud of because a lot of people love this book and even thanking me for sharing my story.
Mm-hmm. How do the older children react to mom, promoting a book? Not just, mom now has to go out and market and promote because that's part of the process when you do something like this.
Definitely. I would say they're proud of me. They were with me along the way. They gave me the insight and they just was really happy. Even my oldest son, he's always saying, Mom, wow, that's inspirational. Like, so it makes me proud just seeing the joy on their face. So yeah, I'm proud of this. Yeah.
And now what's this thing here? I see you have something. You brought something extra.
Yes. So puzzled. As an educator, I still find ways to support the children and help them. But one thing is, this is really good to have puzzles because it's good for critical thinking and problem solving.
Right.
So with them putting the pieces together and also being able to see the character in the story, right? And I also added some affirmations here, which is, I am resilient, I am loved, I am unique. It will be reassuring as well. So they'll see, through real, they can see themselves as well.
Right.
And know to keep going. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see people.
Thank
like,
you.
Was this always a dream of yours? Like,
since
young Ruth?
Young Ruth always wrote, because I'm the baby. So my siblings were always out. So I was with my parents, and my parents are from the Caribbean. It could be a little boring, Not because they're from, but
Right.
Parents, yeah.
We know old school.
You're the old
Caribbean
school,
parents.
exactly. So for me, I always said, you know what? I was always journaling. I enjoyed writing my thoughts. Some thoughts I would rip it up. I didn't want anyone to see it. Others were just giving an opportunity to just let it out, whatever I was thinking about.
Right.
So I was always a writer. I just didn't think I was going to become a published writer, a published author. Yeah.
So what's next for you? Because now this is out. You're doing your job as the author to get the word out.
Yes.
But I'm sure there's a bigger future now that you see, hey, these things can come to life. And
definitely.
People are reacting and people are excited. Like you said, parents reaching out.
Right. Thank you for writing this.
So I'm sure that inspires you to say, okay, I have to do more now.
Definitely. Well, the short film, I always said I wanted to, not too sure what exactly, but I want to definitely grow on that. Not just a short film, maybe become a movie, Hopefully I'll find some sponsors or someone that liked the vision and we can make it bigger.
Right.
Some people said show, mentioned that to me too. So we'll see. I'm going to let God lead, you know, where it will take me. But I definitely see bigger things. This past Wednesday, I actually went to a school in the Bronx to do an author visit. So not only did I read my book, they had an opportunity to see the short film and then also movement. I said, let me incorporate movement as a follow-up activity. And we were in the gym. I played the music, the custom music.
Nice.
It's called Rio Affirmations. The children were dancing. They loved it. And then I played some other songs as well, just to give them an opportunity to let the energy free, you know? And it made sense. We were in the gym, so it worked out perfect. perfectly. I even got a follow-up email just saying, just thank you for just coming to support them and bring the joy of reading for the kids to embrace literacy.
Do you feel like that's part of the plan too, is now showing up at these schools and just
Definitely.
inspiring these kids and just motivating them?
Definitely, because that's my passion. I love working with children. So for me to be able to go out and on a bigger platform and go in different schools to share my work, but also letting them know that, hey, if I can do it, you can do it as well.
Right.
And for them to see representation, definitely.
That's
the
what
goal.
my next question was, because you got the Black Girl Magic shirt. And to be an author that, like you said, published author,
Yes.
and to go into these schools and these young Black and brown girls could see their future. Like, oh,
Exactly.
it is possible for me to write a book,
Yes.
you know, and
Yes.
follow my dream. So I think it's definitely important for people like yourself to be able to do that.
Definitely. And just the feedback, they gave me hugs. I'm like, obviously, yeah, because they're the sweetest. The younger ones, they're just very sweet.
Right.
Once they see, they feel the energy as well. You know, they match it and they're like, okay, she's safe, she's good. So they came over and said, can I get a hug? Or other ones just came and just automatically just gave me a hug. So it felt good. Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Because you're a parent in education, like these new YouTube shows like the Mikas and the Miss Rachels and Blippy, and do you feel like, you know, are they important for educational growth and development?
Yes, definitely. And congratulations to Miss Rachel, because now she's on Netflix.
Netflix, yeah, she got a bag. Shout out to Miss Rachel.
Right? But I think it's very important. And I love the fact that Miss Rachel as well, as a mom and educator, she was an early childhood educator. She felt like she saw like, that there was a void there. Let me give back. Let me support the families with the children at home. So I love her way of teaching as well. Okay. Like taking it slow to make sure that they're able to grasp what she's teaching. So yes. And there's some other amazing ones I've met as well. Miss Juna B, she's a new one, and also Miss Houston from Texas. Same thing. They're parents as well. So I feel the connection, and I love what they're doing. Yeah.
Do you allow your children like screen time when they're young, you know, to watch things like that?
Definitely, yes. Like my son, I have a 4, but he's going to be 4 on the 22nd. But he loves, yes, he definitely enjoys. He loves to learn. Again, through this journey of writing this book, I see that he grew a love for books and writing as well. So he'll pick up a paper and start writing or drawing a picture and come run, Mommy, look, you know, take a picture of it. But he definitely enjoys, because once I put Miss Houston on, he gets up and start dancing with her and saying it. And also Miss Juna B, same thing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, parents, get in tune.
Definitely.
I definitely encourage parents to read more, you know, at all ages.
Important. Yes.
Right. But
from in the womb, once you know, like you can read to them. That's what I did. It's really important. It's really important. I know I had an opportunity last year to go to New Jersey. There was one of the mayors that held a conference talking about that. Like
about reading?
Yeah, about reading. And I was like, this is really good. We need to push that. And I hope, you know, more of that in New York, too, because I'm from New York.
Right. Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yes,
Brooklyn.
Pride. Brooklyn Pride.
But yeah, it's important. So, but I love what I'm seeing now. Like there's a push, there's a drive with everyone just saying reading is important. Pick up a book. Yes, we could get the tablets, but still getting the book, having it, sitting down, reading is really
hard
important.
copy.
Hard copy, yes.
Because technology and like you're saying, like digital, but it's taken away a lot. Is there a digital copy of it? Like
we do, yeah. There's an ebook available on Amazon. All the formats. I have paperback as well. So for any parents who would like to purchase, we have the ebook, we have a paperback, and also the hardcover.
And how can they get it? Like where do they go? What's the easiest way?
It's available for those who love Amazon. It's available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and also on my website, which is www.scholarsoftomorrowpublishing.com.
Hyper Kid, so they say, is out now. So go run that up. You said there's other books too, though.
Yes, so we have Joumou Freedom Celebration. My parents are from Haiti. And at an older age is when I found out that Haiti was the first Black republic to be free. So I felt like, you know, I want to change that. And I want to be able to share that not just with my children, but all the children in the community as well, for them to know, you know, a little bit about the history, and also to motivate them to do more research as well. Yeah.
No, I love it, man. This needs to be celebrated.
Yeah.
The short film is out.
Yes. On YouTube, it's called Hyper Kid, and it's available under Scholars of Tomorrow Publishing. So you'll find it. Like, share, subscribe, Okay.
Did we miss anything? Because I feel like you have so much going on.
Right? Well, we have the puzzle. My daughters as well. Two of my daughters, they wrote a book. It's called Fun Times with Mom by Ruth Fleury. And then we also have Excited for School by Ruliana. So Ruliana's 6,
Okay.
and my other daughter, she's 9.
6 and 9.
Yeah.
Already starting them off early.
They wanted to. They was like, Mommy, I want to write a book too. And I said, okay. So I just asked my oldest daughter, I said, include your little sister, please. 'Cause I don't want you to get older. She'll be like, why am I in there? But yeah, but it's a beautiful story. Yeah.
Listen, we wish you nothing but luck, and we're here to support and super excited for you.
Yes.
Hyper Kids, so they say. Go, if you're a parent, go check it out. What age range would you say this is, for?
Okay. I do have board books as well, but that's only on my website. But I would say from infant to older, because I have a friend of mine. When it came out, she purchased the board book, and her son was 2 at the time. No, a year and a half. And from then, she said he always went and chose, like in the library. Every night, he would go and pick out my book for her to read it to him, even at his grandmother's house. So since then, I say, you know what? I would recommend from even infant, from let's say a year and a half, 2 up to age 12. Yeah.
I am not hyper. I am energetic.
Yes.
That's what it is, man. DJ Drewski. Ruth is here hanging out with us.
Yes.
We're about to go into the studio. She's going to play me some of the music, and I'm going to go check out the short film. So make sure you go do the same thing.
Yes,
What's your
please.
Instagram, too, so they can follow you?
Okay, so my Instagram is author Ruth Fleury, and the business is Scholars of Tomorrow Publishing. So follow both accounts.
There it is. Tap in. It's the new movement. Let's go.
Yes.
Jumping high, feeling free, running wild. Look at me, Rio. Energetic Rio.